For me, I feel like mathematics is everything. Everything you do is mathematics. When you walk, you can measure your time. Whatever you do, the steps you take, you can like compare it to something, like compare your moving with somebody else moving. Whatever you do, it's always mathematics. But when you go to the in-depth of it, where you get to involve those symbols and everything, that's when the problem starts. Because now it's more like you know that you do mathematics every day. You know that whatever you do, it's mathematics. But once you start like getting into the depth of it, like the in-depth, where there are symbols, the integration symbols, it starts to feel like, okay, some things are just not realistic here. Where am I going to apply this in the real world? Do you know there are some things that you do in maths that are practical that you do every day, but those symbols, there are so many, those procedures, those rules, those that you don't see, they make like to say now, wow, this is mathematics. You feel like, okay, it doesn't exist even in other things. When a person tells you, okay, mathematics says, everyone is just like, okay, mathematics. Because I saw this meme about like a student in university. They were trying to solve the mathematical problems with lots of symbols, a lot of alphabets, and then the result or the answer to that was the square root with the student hanged on the square root. But the student tried to solve the whole thing, but the answer to the student couldn't find the answer, and the student decided to draw like a little person being on the square root, being hanged on the square root, to say now, wow, this is the maths will kill you. But the thing is, it's how we just view it. Like what we do now, being in the in-depth of it, it seems to be impossible in real life. That's why maybe it seems to be a little bit difficult.
I don't think that we don't want to understand certain symbols or whatever. I think it's just that from high school, you're not taught to understand what you learning. You're taught to just know it and be able to do it. And from my experience in high school, when you ask a teacher, okay, explain how you got this to me, they wouldn't know. It's just like they tell you, it's just that's how it is. You just have to accept that, and you learn to keep that mindset of just I'm going to accept that and I'm going to use that in whatever I do. And I think that's how students have that mindset of just, it's not we don't want to accept it, it's just we don't know how to accept it.
Yeah, just a comment, I completely agree with you when you say that maths is more than just the answer, it's about what happened before that, and just like with art, it's more than just the paintings, what happened before that. But okay, it seems a bit very impractical, but we don't really understand. Like, for instance, I'm looking at my engineering maths type right now, and it was hell. I skipped all of number 2, didn't do number 3, tried number 4, and it was really hard. And then I realized that it's literally all I've done is, I was told what a lin is, I memorized all its properties, but it means nothing to me at all. It's just the letter L next to the letter N, and it can do this and it can do that. And yes, I understood the explanation how you get it from to 0 to and all of that, but it still doesn't make sense. And it's a bit impractical if you say, before we teach first year engineering 115, we're going to teach you the entire history of calculus. Obviously that doesn't work, but it's because we don't have that background knowledge that it means nothing to us. It's just the letter L next to the letter N. And then if you, like the time-wise, we have no time at all to even start searching for ourselves. Where did this come from? What does this mean? So we just accept it, we accept what it does, and you just try to answer the question with what you memorize and recite it over and over again.
I'm going to comment.
Okay, we got one answer.
I remember, like in the very first few lessons, Matt told us try and see the pattern in everything, and that goes back earlier on the topic where, as Sir said, maths is realizing these patterns and perhaps make it concrete. So that's kind of like what I get more as pattern. Maths is just patterns which you make concrete. And further on, I'm saying is maths is helping you organize your thoughts or train your mind to organize your thoughts in a certain way. And I completely agree with that. I can say now how I think is differently and how I think to go about doing things in a strategic manner. And my last comment is I was told once you must think of your brain as if your stomach. So how that works is you can only eat so much until you can't eat anymore. Same way information can only enter so much until you must stop when that risk rate comes. And then same thing goes where you won't do anything unless you eat. And same way, just how it will mind be if you work. So that kind of thing. So that's where maths comes, but maths to a certain extent, you must rest and then no maths.
Hi, so okay. Basically, with the whole applied and pure math space, so I do a major in mathematics, and then I also do one in statistics. And something that I found very interesting is, okay, so I failed the year because, maths is tough like this time. So I did real analysis last year in my third year, and now repeated a stats module. And it just made my applied discipline so much nicer to look at in terms of the underlying assumptions of uniform conversions, because we work a lot with asymptotics and stuff like that. And I think it's one other thing I wanted to say is that a lot of people believe that abstract maths cannot be taught at a school level, which I think is very false, because it doesn't need to be very complex at that stage. But I think we'd be doing justice at least to teach some abstract concepts, because really all we learn in high school is procedure, unless you actually go and you look at other things outside of the scope of your work. And that's the only way I fell in love with mathematics, because my teacher was a mathematics major who used to bring abstract concepts into class for an hour every week. Otherwise, I don't think I would have had exposure. I think I would have been an engineer or something like that.